Hey YouTube, here to do a quick review and informational video about the UltraFire C8 flashlight with a Cree XML T6 LED emitter. I just got this off eBay for $22.99, so I was really happy with that. It's rated at 1,000 lumens. I don't know how close that is to what the actual output is. I guess 1,000 lumens is real optimistic, but I don't know. It's plenty bright, and I've been happy with it. It came with two 18650 lithium batteries, 2400 milliamp hours, and a charger. Really no complaints on these either. I guess these maybe aren't the best batteries, but I don't know, I would think from what I can tell, I get about half an hour of runtime in the flashlight with each, but because the flashlight only takes one, I can have one in the charger and one in use and switch them out as needed, so that's nice. About the charger that comes with it, seemed a little sketchy at first. I was a little apprehensive of it. You know, it had like forbids to insert or forbids to invert and things like that on it, and it looks sketchy, but thus far it seems pretty nice. It's got a charge indicator. It must have a digital circuit, you know, so it stops charging the battery once it's charged. It'll go from red to green, and it seems to work fine just so far charging the batteries. I'm happy with it. About the flashlight here, overall for $23, it's a nice light. I'm impressed thus far. I don't have much to complain about. Just disassemble it real quick so you can take a look at what you'll get. So you see the main parts of the flashlight here. The glass lens comes out and there's O-rings in there. It's got a nice machined aluminum reflector. I'm impressed with it. It seems good quality. See in there you have your XML T6 emitter. It's nice. I haven't really taken it apart in there to look around, but you know, the soldering seems fine, solid enough. I can see some thermal compound on the back of the LED, and it does get warm when you use it, but nothing that's really excessive. I'm not sure, you know, what would be the point where it'd start damaging the internals, but I never reached that and don't think it's really an issue. When I got it, it didn't have much when it only had a little bit of silicone grease on the rear threads here by the tail cap. And that eventually started to get kind of gray and gritty on the unanodized aluminum, and so I just replaced it with a little white lithium grease, and that seems to be working real well. Threads are smooth, the machining seems nice. Just overall it feels solid flashlight. I'm impressed. Let's go ahead and throw a battery in real quick and talk about the modes. Like a lot of these kind of Chinese knockoff flashlights, has, you know, a bunch of modes, and I was a little worried about that it'd be too much, but no, it's not bad. You know, it has the mode selection and mode memory. So you've got, there's strobe, there's SOS, there's high, and by slightly depressing you get medium, low, strobe, SOS, back to high, and then on and off with a full click. Now you see it switched. That's the other thing. If you I guess maybe more than once per second or something similar to that, if you switch it on and off, it will change the mode by the clicky. But like, say if you put a gap between it, the circuit doesn't switch the modes, and it's really not that hard to deal with. You know, sometimes the modes are nice. I don't really complain, Once you're used to it, it's really not a big deal. And as a mode memory, as you can see, if I switch, let's say strobe, or let's go to SOS here, if I turn it off, it goes right back on to SOS. What's nice is I've even noticed, even at least temporarily, if you even pull the battery out, put it back in, it still retains the mode it was on last. So at least for a certain period of time, whatever's in the circuit, maybe, I don't know if it's a capacitor or something else that's, you know, part of the circuit, it does remember, even without the battery. So that's nice. It always comes right back to the mode you had it on last, and the modes aren't too bad to switch between. So overall, it's a nice solid flashlight, definitely worth $23. It's really bright. I think it'll last, and you can't beat that price. I already know a couple people I've shown it to, including my neighbor and dad. They want me to order them one. So yeah, overall I'm impressed. So stick around, and it's pretty dark outside right now, so I'll take it outside and get you some beam shots. Show you really how bright this thing is. Alright, thanks. Okay, here's some beam shots kind of from my front yard here. It's pretty foggy out tonight, but while it makes the beam look cooler, I'm not sure how it affects its performance and distance, but let's see what it looks like here on high. So as you can see, really lights up the trees. You know, these aren't particularly far away, but sure as heck throws a beam over there. And when you look up at what it's putting in the sky, it's pretty impressive output. Okay, here I'm out here kind of in the middle of nowhere, in a parking lot out by a local soccer and baseball field, and across this field here, there's some trees, and they're quite a ways that way. I'm not sure how far it is. It's kind of dark out here and I can't really tell, but let's just let me show you what this XML T6 emitter can really do. And to be honest, I just filmed some and I accidentally had the flashlight on low and I was impressed, so let's see what high beam really does. Wow. As you can see, it's lighting all the way down across that field. One heck of a bright light. Here, if I do a quick comparison to the headlights on my car, which they're kind of pointing down, but at least you'll get the point here. Okay, there's the high beams, and that shows you how they compare. So, really bright, but so for your $23, you're really getting one heck of a light, and hope this can really show you what you can expect to get from a light of this type. Thanks. So as you can see, this thing is super bright. It's really great. No major complaints so far. I guess the seller I bought it from is High E-Tech. If you look, I don't know, at least for a US customer like me, there's a couple sellers on eBay and they have a bunch of flashlights out there, and they're US based, so they already did the importing, so you don't have to buy correct and wait for long shipping like this. I was 510 miles or so from the seller, which was in New Jersey, and came USPS about 4 or 5 days. So really not, or 4 or 5 days from when I ordered it. So really not too bad at all. Like I said, $22.99. That included the shipping, free shipping, and it's you really ought to pick yourself up one. It's not a bad flashlight at all.